Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. In this opportunity, I want to share my presentations. And before I start it, I want to introduce myself first. My name is Hafizh Pratama, and I hope my presentation can be useful to enlarge your knowledge. My presentations that I want to share to you with the title is a bioplastic, turning wet and potatoes into plastic. And this is my profile. This is the outline that I will present to you. The first is introduction, and the second is the topic essences, and the last is the conclusion. We start with the introduction first. In the past, wheat and potato had no more benefit than to eat. But now we can use potato and wheat to make a bioplastic. By the way, do you know what is a bioplastic? Bioplastic are a plastic or polymer that naturally can be easily degraded either through attack by microorganisms or by weather, that is, humidity and solar radiation. And now we talk about the topic essences. Plastic are generally derived from petroleum. This plastic relies more on rare fossil fuels and produce a greenhouse gas effect. As we know, plastic has a negative impact in our life, especially for the nature, because plastic is very difficult to decompose naturally in nature. So we have to recycle the plastic, we have to reduce a plastic waste, and also we can find the alternative from the plastic such as a bioplastic. Like I said before, bioplastic is more environmentally friendly than a plastic because bioplastic is more easy to decompose naturally in nature. Global businesses are now turning to bioplastic for more and more applications. Consumers and governments want petroleum-based technologies and the productions of the greenhouse gas carbon dioxide to be reduced. Like I said before, the productions of the plastics is using the fossil fuels and produce the greenhouse gas effects. So that's not good for our life in the next future. Plants or trees can be used for bioplastics by utilizing their natural structures, such as slightly modified from the chains of sugars in starch or cellulose. And now, there are five types of bioplastics. The first is thermoplastic starch. Thermoplastic starch is the most important and widely used bioplastics in a bioplastics market. And the thermoplastic starch is used for the productions of the drugs capsules in the pharmaceutical sector. The second is cellulose. Cellulose are usually produced from the wood pulp and used to make film-based products. The third is a polyamide 11 or PA11. The PA11 is derived from the vegetables oils and is known under the trade name Rislan. And the fourth is polylactic acids or PLA. PLA is transparent plastics such as polyethylene and polypropylene. Sorry. PLS is produced from the fermentations of starch, and the last is poly-3-hydroxybutyrate or PHB. PHB is very similar to propylene and it is a transparent film. And now let's talk about the benefits of bioplastics. The first benefits of bioplastics is reduced carbon dioxide emissions. The bioplastics produce less carbon dioxide than the plastics are produced from the petroleum. And the second is benefit to rural economy. The price of the raw material for the productions of the bioplastics is increased because the companies in this world look for alternative oil to safeguard the environment and provide the energy security. And the third is rising oil prices. When you're using plastic produced from the petroleum, the price is very influential with the price of the oil. The fourth is enhanced properties. As we know, bioplastics are superior than plastics are produced using petroleum. And the last is waste. Bioplastics reduce the amount of toxic waste from the production's plastics using petroleum, and also bioplastics are biodegradable. The bioplastics are biodegradable in composting bins, wetland, and also the oceans. And now I will give you the examples of bioplastics. And this is the life cycle of PLA or polylactic acid products from the corn starch to go to the raw material processing and then PLA material processing until we get the PLA products, and then after that the products is degradations in the natures and go back to the natures again. And this is another example from the bioplastics. After I give you the examples of the bioplastics, and now this is the biodegradation cycles from the raw material like corn or potatoes or the others raw materials to be 100% biodegradable resin, and then degradables, and then decomposing become organic fertilizer, and the last, no toxic gas are produced do not pollute the soil. And the last is the conclusions. And this is the conclusions. The conclusions is bioplastics are plastics or polymers that naturally can be easily degraded. With these bioplastics, it can reduce the use of petroleum and reduce the effects of greenhouse gases. I think that's all. Thank you for your attentions and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.